All right, guys. It is Monday. My favorite day of the week. We just got done cardio. Sweating. Dripping sweat today. Very nice. Yeah, so we had a good weekend. Well, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Had a nice dinner with my family. Mom, dad, brother, sister-in-law, baby Wynn, and Patrick from Aries Nutrition came, which was cool. Got to spend some time with him. Always a great time. And of course, we went to the Cheesecake Factory. You guys already know. Got a nice burger, fries, ate I don't know how many loaves of bread. Caesar salad, of course. And I actually did cheat on the Cheesecake Factory a little bit. A friend of mine, Skip Hill, ordered like a crazy amount of cookies to the house. One of them being Levain, I think that's how you say it, from New York, Levain Bakery cookies. Probably the best cookies I've had, in my opinion. One of the best. I won't say the best. One of the best. Excuse me. So instead of getting cake or cheesecake, we just ate cookies. And it was delicious. It was really good. That was much needed. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the cheats do my body pretty well, you know. I think my body adapts to them very well, and normally it kind of like resets my metabolism. Has anyone ever noticed when you do a cheat meal in prep, regardless, you know, especially deep in prep, but in prep, even though you might wake up a few pounds heavier, which obviously is the primary goal, you kind of look harder and drier a little bit, right? Then sometimes when you do like a high carb day of just all clean foods, high carb, fats, whatever, you know, your coach prescribes, you might be up even the same amount of weight, but you look a touch more watery, right? Has anyone experienced that? Because I feel like I have, indeed. So I think, you know, refeeds for me do the job. Like, I think they work extremely well. Of course, timed correctly, you know. So I would honestly like to see how long we can keep those in, you know, during this prep phase. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll see, yeah. But it was awesome spending time with the family and all that good stuff. And also, guys, if you have not watched Mobland on, I believe, Paramount. I believe it's Paramount TV. You check it out. Check it out. It's a must watch. It's a must watch. Tom Hardy. Everyone knows who Tom Hardy is at this point. Straight G. Tom Hardy is the real OG. And that show is absolutely insane. And I think it's tonight or this next week. Something was the season finale. There's 10 episodes. So, you know, you guys, and I'm excited to watch it. So you guys need to get on it. I'm telling you, you guys will love it. It is probably one of the best shows I ever... And I'm not a show guy. Everyone knows I'm not a show guy. I like movies. When I sit down to watch something, I want a beginning, middle, and end within an hour and a half, 2 hours, unless it's something intense, you know, like The Gladiator or Inception or some shit. Those kind of movies are exceptions because they're really good. Or Batman. Batman was long as fuck, especially the Joker one. Those movies, you know, count. I'll sit through that. But definitely a must watch. And obviously this weekend I really want to see Now that I live closer to a movie theater, I definitely want to see the spin-off of the John Wick movie. I think that's going to be pretty badass in my opinion. So I definitely want to go see that this weekend at some point. But outside, that's Monday. Let's talk about motivation and discipline. And what do you do when motivation isn't there anymore? You know, and I think the big thing is it should just become routine. You know, I know for me, when I even know when I'm done competing at some point, my motivation or my discipline will still be there, because it's like routine. Get up, cardio, chill, do some work, eat, work, eat, train, come home, eat, do some stuff, eat, bed. You know, obviously when I'm retired, there will be more, business savvy stuff, but cardio and training, that's just routine. And honestly, I think routine's even past discipline. That's just, my brain's just programmed like, this is what you're doing today. You know, like, it is what it is. And I think people think when the motivation isn't there, like, they confuse that with passion. I think, like, oh, my motivation's gone. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to eat. I want to do this. I want to do that. Nah, dude, it's just, it happens. You just have to have the discipline to stay regimented, get back in there, keep going, keep fighting, and honestly, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the process. I don't know how anyone could just not enjoy the process. I think it's fun, you know. I actually enjoy getting up, doing cardio. I enjoy eating my meals. I mean, I also prefer eating my meals over cheat meals sometimes, but I also know that having those cheat meals is going to be very beneficial for me and my body, and just as a social life. That's really the only time I have a social life, and honestly, it's just with my family. And I've just learned over time, you know, beside the select, solid group of friends that I do have, I'd rather give my social time, you know, to them and my family and nobody else, you know. And I just feel like they deserve that. You know, they're the one that go through the trenches with me. They're the one that's the ride or die, and I feel like they deserve the normal part of me for a couple hours out of the week, you know. And it's always fun. It's always a great time. But I just can never understand why people are like, oh, my motivation's gone. I'm going to have a burger, or I'm going to skip the gym today. Listen, we all have those moments, and I'm guilty of it. You know, especially in, like, now that I'll basically be moving back to Jersey, especially like dead winter. You know, you're waking up, you know, it's cold as hell. You're in mid-off season. I might skip the gym too. You know what I mean? I might utilize it as a little bit of an extra rest day. But here's the kicker, because here's the caveat to that. That might not be a bad thing, right? Because in off season, more rest is better sometimes. And there's no problem with that. I'm cool with that. Rest up. Do your thing. If you think that's going to help you, do your thing, you know? But don't do it just because you're like, I don't feel like it. You're like, you know what? It's cold out. My joints kind of hurt. This feels a little funky. Whatever. You know what? I think I'm already not in the mood for the gym. This might actually be a good day to take an extra rest day. But if you feel perfectly fine, energized, and you're just like, I don't feel like it, this ain't meant for you. You know, truly, this might not be meant for you. Because normally on those days, those are the days I usually have my best workouts, or the ones where I feel like good, I just don't want to go. And I end up just having the best workouts ever. So I just think, you gotta decipher which, what do you want? You know, you just want to have motivation 24/7, or is discipline the one that you need, you know, when the motivation isn't there? And I just think when motivation lacks, the consistency of it all has to be 100% available at all times. And I think once you're able to accomplish that, you're good to go. I mean, and you also just have to love it. I mean, listen, not everyone loves competing. We all know that. But you have to love the lifestyle. At least you have to love the lifestyle. That's how we all get into competing anyway, is we just love the lifestyle. There's so many people that live the lifestyle without competing. And then it's like, why don't you compete? And a lot of them are like, I just don't want to. And then the ones that actually try end up enjoying it, you know, and it just becomes that passion. But in my opinion, you have to enjoy the lifestyle, you know, to compete. If you just want to compete, you're not going to last long. And I think we all know that. You know, that's what I would call competing for the wrong reasons. And we all know there's a lot of that floating around. Because I know whenever I decide to retire and throw away the towel, like I said, I'm still going to live the lifestyle. I'm still going to eat probably, I might not eat as much, but I'll still probably eat 4 to 6 meals a day. Still going to train 5 days a week. Probably still do all my cardio. That's just how it is, you know? And I think once people really get that and grasp, like, yeah, in order to really last in this, you need to just kind of enjoy it. You know, of course, when you get deep into prep, food's low, all this, you're tired, whatever. But, nah, man, you gotta love it. You gotta embrace it. No matter what, especially in prep, you know. I've always known in prep the days where I'm like, this is one of those days. I will work even harder and probably have the most amazing workout ever, to be honest. But, yeah, that's all I got for today. So, discipline over motivation every time. Don't mistake it. Keep pushing. Keep getting better. And see you for the next Car Talk.